Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with League of Legends Round 12, your final week of League of Legends here in NTEL Esports, and what a week we have planned right here. This day means a lot for the standings, for the teams involved, and most importantly, who's going to make playoffs and have a shot at that first place prize. But today I'm joined by someone special here. We haven't had any of our usual casters, so we have someone new on board. So hopefully they can introduce themselves right here.
Hey guys, it's Pudney or Jupe here. My first time casting. Should be enjoyable.
Yeah,
How are
he's
we?
he's been a lurker in the chat. Well, not even a lurker, just constantly involved in the chat through a lot of the streams. So now finally finding yourself onto the caster desk, maybe you can give us some of the thoughts that most spectators are thinking in these games.
Well, they're very interesting games, honestly, and very fun to watch because it's like a local community and most people know each other. So I think that's really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, of course. When there's a lot more on the line when your mates are playing, or possibly even someone you dislike hating. Maybe you want them to lose anymore. Personally, I don't have anyone I dislike, but maybe you do, huh? Who are you rooting for in this particular matchup here between For Fun and Job Seekers?
I'm rooting for FF. Oh, which is the first game? It's the FF
Yeah,
versus
it's
Job
F
Seekers, isn't it?
For Fun versus Job Seekers we're about to witness here.
I'm gonna go for FF because I'm actually Corruption fans 01.
Corruption
Who are you
fan.
going for?
I think I'm going to side with the side of Job Seekers Alliance here. I'm seeking a job tonight, and they've got quite the job ahead of them. They are currently sitting, as you see in front of your screens, 5th on the leaderboard there, but they have 2 games tonight, and one of them is against
Ooh.
Youngbloods there. So they can tie-break the 4th place position and sneak into playoffs, but they have to win both games
True.
tonight, which puts a lot on the line
Think
here.
it could
So
happen?
I think they're capable of doing it. They're currently on a tear, beating a lot of the top teams, and now if they could take down For Fun and then Youngbloods, it would be the miracle run. But still, a tiebreaker may be in the cards. But we are right into Champion Select, so I'm going to transition us over and yeah, get right into these bans. And straight away, Sergeant Crone is on the field today, and of course, known for his Rek'Sai, no longer available. And Houdini put out a crazy Lee Sin game, and that's
Okay.
also taken off the board. So immediate jungle focus between these two teams. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts on the jungle role in particular in this
it's a
matchup?
very strong role. I think they want to. So those are two like gank heavy junglers that they're banning out. So maybe that's why. And they're also banning the Blitzcrank. They don't want to get snowballed on. Is what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. Because I
yeah.
know FF like to play it slow sometimes. So
hmm
maybe that's why they picked those two bans.
Yeah, they were definitely a slow team, but the new jungler Houdini has brought a lot of aggressiveness into this team here, and just corruption plays so well with him that it actually adds a lot of early game threat to a team that was pretty passive in the past. Now, of course, taking off those early game champions like Lee Sin is going to make that a lot harder, but I'm still expecting Houdini to pull out something quite aggressive here. Maybe the Zinzao, maybe the Olaf. We'll have to see what sort of early game jungler he goes for, or he could just go for the scaling side of things. But
Yeah.
job seekers in the past have had some really long games. They like to scale up and they play out these late game scenarios so well compared to a lot of teams in NT Esports. So we'll see how the late game might pay out for them. They're gonna lock away Dr. Mundo in the top lane.
Mondo.
First pick. Do you think that's potentially dangerous? Picking Dr. Mundo
Um,
first.
I think it's like a safe pick, honestly. Does
Yeah,
it have lots of counter picks?
yeah. I'd
I think
say
it's
Mundo
fine.
in the top lane. In lane, worst case scenario, he's always got that Q to farm from a range.
Yeah.
But you know, when you draft a champion with heavy healing straight up, there are certain champions that get to itemize grievous wounds without having to
Yeah,
actually purchase
definitely.
any. But interesting counter picks coming off the bat there. Nordless and Aurelia. What are your thoughts on this Aurelia? Do you know where this Aurelia is going to
Oh,
go?
it's either gonna be Strider or Nublus. I've seen them both play it, so could it go either way. I think Nublus is the better Relia player, so I hope it's Nublus. That'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it'd be an Aurelia into Dr. Mundo. That's almost certainly going top end with the Viego lock in. That is basically confirmed right then and there. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see the immediate flex pick. Job seekers trying to flex what they're capable of in this
Ooh.
draft here. And right now they're
Looks like
looking
it's
at that Leona.
gonna be a fun bot lane for Leona and Nautilus.
Yeah, it's 3 melees locked away already, and a lot of them
Yeah.
just want to be running at you. This Leona's going to set up her Viego and her Mundo so well for that engage. So we'll see what they're going to pick in response, because right now they've got Aurelia Nautilus. It looks like they're just taking the fight to them, and that's exactly what they're going to do with a Renekton pickup right there. It's going to be a brawl for sure. 3 melees versus 3 melees already. They're going to get in there, and it looks like it's going to be a scrappy game for sure.
Definitely a scrappy game. It's gonna be lots of fights and thinking. Maybe we'll see.
It's just, if there's one champion that excels at the scrappy fights, you got to give it to Viego right now.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Houdini is able to get some key possessions off mid-fight, one possession can easily change the fight. Just being able to reset with extra health, all the abilities up of your opponent, and just continuing the snowball there with the Viego's kit and his ult. Just, you're basically getting about 20 spells off a fight, while many other people are just getting 5 to like 10. It's pretty disgusting what that champion's able to do in these team fight scenarios. And if there's going to be all these melees fighting each other, I think Jobsy's got to play borderline perfect to avoid that Viego snowballing here.
That's true, but it looks like job seekers, they are playing uncomfortable champions. I don't know how comfortable Houdini is on Viego. Maybe he's played it a lot.
Yeah, Houdini's been a bit of an enigma. He hasn't shown up too often, has missed some key matchups, but he's here versus the one versus Job Seekers here, and picking Viego for the first time I believe we've seen him pick. So definitely going to be interesting to see what he can do, because Viego isn't just super brain dead. You do have to know a lot of the champions that you're going to possess here. So if you're not experienced at Aurelia at all and you possess that Aurelia, you're probably just going to embarrass yourself really quickly under that champion. But Lilia is now picked in for the other side. Do you have any thoughts on Lilia in the current meta?
I think she's okay. She's like not correct meta. I think Viego would definitely beat her, but it looks like Job Seekers doesn't have much AP, so I think that's why they picked out Lilia.
Yeah, for sure. Adding some magic damage towards that composition, as well as some true damage on that Q. And of course, I think Lilia gets a lot better when she's against melees. Especially in melee, she can kite out like the Mundo sort of Viego. It's manageable, but if she gets stunned up by that Leona, it's very worrying for that Lilia. Have to play around Synth there, but Tristana now locked in, just another champion that's going to be diving in, jumping into these battles here. So they're bringing a lot of damage to the table. And there's a lot of work onto the shoulders of that Leona, but a little bit easier now that they've locked in that Ari. Some more engaged to help these melees get. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And the Draven, last pick there, and that is a champion that definitely benefits from these skirmishes too. If the Draven's going to be picking up some kills here, then I can see this game going either way. This draft is super exciting. I don't know about you, but
yeah, this is actually very exciting.
The Renekton into the Ari, probably not the most favourable matchup for that Renekton there, but if Sergeant Crone is making any plays into that mid game, the Renekton definitely brings a lot to the skirmish, being able to set up that Lilia. And yeah, I think I got to keep my eyes on the bot lane on this Draven right now though, because I can see this Draven going disastrous for the side of For Fun if he gets a couple kills going. This sort of Draven is, even though they have champions like the Ari and Leona try to get on top of him, he's just got so much champions in front of him too. He's going to be putting out so much damage, and he has quite the front line to supplement him. So I got to keep my eyes on Stairboy this game.
They do have a lot of CC heavy on Job Seekers more than FF, I think.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. The one weakness I feel like FF has is they have all these melees, all these champions that want to dive in, but they don't have too much to set themselves up. It is really going to rest onto the shoulders of that Leona, and Ari, now that she's locked in, can find a couple crucial picks with that charm, but she's more of a catch out, sort of wave clear mid, very safe champion. She's very hard to make plays on, because trying to find that charm onto the crucial targets like that Draven through all those other champions, you might just walk straight into that Northern Hook, straight into a Renekton stun. It's very hard to find those sort of catches onto that champion. So still a lot of work to be done for that Leona to try to set up some fights, but who knows, we might just see the game get bloody before the team fights even happen. I'm expecting Houdini to try and get rolling early on this Viego, but he's into quite
Yeah,
the
that's
early game
true.
comp.
I
So,
reckon it's definitely gonna be early game decided.
yeah, of course, early game is the name of the game, especially when you have champs like Renekton, Draven.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nautilus in there, Aurelia, no slouch in lane either. So I'd say early game, job seekers have the advantage, but For Fun have shown us what their teamwork can do. But if it does end up going late, you know, these champions like Renekton, Aurelia, Draven, they sort of fall off towards the end of the game, so the Mundo might just become borderline invincible. We'll see what they're able to do. But we still have a little bit of time left, so we're going to go over to our sponsors here, guys. Give them the shout out that they deserve, and who else better to shout out than the territory's own Paul's Iced Coffee. Had some on the way to work tonight, this morning rather. And yeah, I hadn't had an iced coffee in so long, and I feel like a new man. I feel like I'm finally awake after sleeping all those other days. It's so hard to get up early on into the morning at that 7 a.m. when you're used to being that uni student that sleeps in. But that's what iced coffee is for, ladies and gentlemen, as well as Northern Territory Government and McDonald's Darwin being our major sponsors. They've helped us out a lot. They're helping us out in the future, and they've helped us out in the past. They're covering the whole spectrum there, so yeah, give them a good shout out, guys. Make sure you're supporting them as much as they support us. And speaking of support, hashtag support local with these minor sponsors here. All of these brands here, you see it, local businesses, make sure you're going out, checking them out, supporting them where you can. Next to Entertainment, Serotonic Beauty, VR Gamers, Gammon Creations, Tracy Village, Social and Sports Club, Hard Springs Tavern, The Rabbit Hole, Palace of India, Fresh Point Cafe, John John's, Diamond Barbers, District North Kitchen, Wicked Energy, Joyce Main, Next Level Gym, and Bell Accounting, all our minor sponsors of the season. Thank you to them. And with that out of the way, I believe we are into our game now. Just about heading into this loading screen. So, the question is, will we see any level 1 shenanigans? Because I think both teams have a shot at some level 1.
I think definitely.
It's just there's so much on the line. Not so much for Team For Fun, but for the side of job seekers. The game is quite literally like do or die for them. So, For Fun in the past have just picked up a free win versus the likes of Destiny, making a stupid level 1 play. That's kind of toxic, but there's no real way to do it. They walked in 4v5 without their top laner into just silly invade. They paid for it, and For Fun took that win here. And yeah, I'm not sure if job seekers want to do anything like that, because For Fun have shown that they're able to counteract some of these silly invades in the past.
We always like some silliness though. Good to watch.
It is pretty funny to watch. I will concede that point. But yeah, I haven't seen too much of Draven, but I know you've played some Draven in the past, Jupe. So what are your thoughts on what he's opted in for here in terms of summoner spells and Keystone?
He's taken Cleanse for that Leona. But
yeah,
normally people take Cleanse on Draven. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, he knows he's got to put out that damage, but the fleet footwork. Yeah. I know this rune recently received a buff, but definitely not the best in slot, I'd say, for Draven. But I haven't played it too much too, so I'm happy to be proven wrong here by Stairboy. It's just, yeah, it's
something else. Maybe press attack or the one that looks like an axe.
The Conqueror. Yeah, and even Hail of Blades, being able to get those axes out, I think is the most.
Hail of Blades is good as well.
Most common one we've seen these days, but I'm definitely keen to keep my eye on this fleet footwork. It's definitely going to help out in that laning phase here, being able to sustain him up, but he hasn't got much pokies against here, which is the main thing I'm a bit concerned about. I think this game is going to rely a lot on that all-in, that upfront damage, get the fight snowballing in your favor, because if the fight starts going in someone's favor, if Viego starts getting those resets, it's going to really tip the scales. So I think Stairboy has his work cut out for him here on that Draven. But I am happy to see it picked up here, and we'll see what they're able to do with it. Already some pings, but it looks like guarding pings. Jobseeker's not looking to make any crazy plays, just judging from the pings. But
Yeah, looks like they're gonna be spreading out both teams.
Yeah, no crazy plays in the level 1, unfortunately. But who knows, maybe someone gets caught out by this Nautilus. Looks like we're just doing standard guarding of the
Yep.
jungle. And yeah, so we've got a little bit more time to talk about the matchups here. I think, honestly, Mundo does pretty well into that Aurelia just because he doesn't get stunned up by that champion. So
Yeah, true. His E, I mean, earlier his E won't be as valuable.
yeah, definitely a very strong laner Aurelia, but not being able to CC your opponent does mean that
What about
Mundo's able to.
Aurelia ult? Does that stop it as well?
Nah,
Or
it really all counts as a slow, so it does not proc his
okay.
passive. So he's able to just basically ignore any CC Aurelia's putting out here. So I'm wondering how positive of a matchup it is for Nubis. But Nubis has shown himself to be a pretty formidable top laner here, and a champion like Aurelia can really show how much mechanics you have. If he's able to pilot this Aurelia super well, even matchup or losing matchup even, you can
From what
win
I've
on
seen,
Aurelia.
he's definitely a very aggro player. He likes to fight all the time, so it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to watch.
Yeah, I'd say Aurelia is right up his alley then. But yeah, it looks like both junglers starting on their blue buffs. That means Sergeant Crone is going to end up onto the top side after he finishes clear, and Houdini's going to end up in the bottom side. And I think the lane that is most important is that Draven lane right now. If the Draven
100%.
falls behind, then it is basically all or nothing onto the early game of those bruises. If they're not clearly winning with this Renekton Aurelia setup, then I think it's going to become so hard for them to win these team fights. And if the Mundo gets ahead, you're just going to laugh at the damage and that the Aurelia and the Renekton's putting out. You need that consistent damage in that Draven.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Draven buff or like ult stacks thing?
Yeah, it is quite interesting. Onto the next patch, which is actually the World's patch. They are actually changing his ult to execute with how many stacks he have. Yeah, Anubis having a very heavy trade, but it kind of goes into the Mundo's favor given that he has a little bit more healing. Aurelia has healing in her kit, but Mundo has taken biscuits as well. He's probably going to sustain up pretty easily off of that. But nevertheless, getting that damage down, maybe his jungler can come up and capitalize. But yeah, that Draven buff isn't in effect yet, but it does mean a lot for Pro Draven, I think. We've seen so many Dravens when they're picked in Pro, they get up to crazy amounts of stacks, like 300, 400, and they haven't cashed in. And it's just so depressing to watch, so now it's going to be a little bit easier for them to pick up that skill. But looks like they're going for a play mid. He goes for the flash. He's going all in, and the flash in from Sergeant Crone is able to pick up corruption there in the mid lane. Chris Strider already setting up his jungle so well. And this is what people pick Renekton for. It's just the guaranteed gank setup is so good for your jungler. Sergeant Crone looked like he didn't believe in it anymore. He started walking backwards, but Chris Strider flashes in, finds the sun, and he still has plenty of time to flash back in onto that Lilia to finish off that kill. Now there's a skirmish in the bottom side. Houdini gets chunked out, but he gets a Scuttle Crab. Flashes out so he doesn't get hooked in by that Nautilus. But Greedo, I think he just jumped in. He's in a very bad spot. He has to flash out, and Boy actually gets caught out. He goes too far forward. He has the cleanse. Yasin's trying to find the kill with the Ignite. There's a teleport coming in from the top lane. The Kel'Thala's coming in, but they're trying to kite out. Can Jobseekers make it out of this? It doesn't look like Sergeant Crone can. He's going down here, and now that Yasin has found a good stun onto the Shortmaster. He's got to flash over the wall. And for fun, come out positive into that exchange there, but it's at the cost of their top laner's teleport.
Really, it will get a plate here, I believe.
It's still so early on into the game, though. I don't know if she has the stats to be able to do significant damage to that tower, so I'd say positive trade there for the side of For Fun. Mundo's going to feel it a little bit in the top lane, but that really snowballs the rest of the team ahead. Actually, Mundo got the kill, so he's probably pretty happy with the results of what just happened too.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, already a crazy skirmish in the bot lane. We haven't seen too many of those, you know. There used to be a time in the meta where there'd be a party bot lane consistently, but
always.
Yeah, the meta shifted a little bit away from that. Chris Strider taking a significant amount of poke there. Corruption laying down the law after he got killed into that mid lane, really abusing the range in this matchup. And yeah, going to send Chris Strider home a bit early, but Yeah, say for fun, getting that Scuttle Crab 2 at the start of the exchange was pretty crucial for Houdini's able to hit level 4, and you never know, a level difference there for the likes of Lilia could actually make a difference, but alas, Lilia is able to get this top Scuttle there, so it's not too big of a gap in the jungle thus far. But still,
Yeah,
there's a
not
slight
too-
gold lead
Yeah.
into the favor of Team Job Seekers here.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to see
Does look
what's
like it's pretty
stacks.
even so far, both sides, honestly.
I just want to keep my eye on that Draven there. He's currently 0-0-0, but you know we got to keep our eye on him. He hasn't died, which means he hasn't lost his stacks yet. It's quite early on into the game, but still an early kill can easily convert to about 600 gold there for that Draven, and that's very crucial in a game like this. They're already up about 400 gold, so that's almost already going to double it if he is able to find a kill onto this Draven.
Yeah, the Draven's currently on 85 stacks, so
Whew. It's 1 gold per stack, I believe.
yeah.
And then it's 50 base gold, so yeah, that's going to be 450 for the kill and 150 for the assist. So definitely look to gank this bot lane if you're Sergeant Crone. Obviously not being level 6 yet onto that Lilia, it's going to be very difficult.
Like it is happening.
But yeah, it looks like they are fighting, but the teleport advantage is here for Team Job Seekers. Here comes Nublis with the ultimate onto 3. He lands it on everyone. He's going to kill everyone here. 2 go down. Houdini's trying to find Short Master here. He does. He finds the possession, but he's going to run for the hills. Chris Strider's cutting them off there. He's already charged up his ult. Who can they find? It looks like they're going for Houdini. They're going to chase him down here. Doesn't find the stun, but he dashes in range. He's going to try to take down Houdini. He has nowhere to go. Nublis also cutting off his path of escape there. He's trying to escape. Chris Strider has the ignite, and he will drop it to pick up that kill. Now, Kel'Thuz's getting some alone time with the tower, but immediate punished there. They had no TP advantage, so rather Job Seekers had the TP advantage. So as soon as they make a play bot lane, they were just asking for fun to make that sort of play. These are macro decisions we don't see too often here in NTEL Esports, but immediately Job Seekers showing that they have cleaner macro. They are ready to make this run happen, and they want to pick up this dub versus Team for fun.
Yeah, it was definitely very punishing for FF there.
Yeah, and look who got the kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, Draven, so he's very strong now. They are going to take Dragon, so not the best Dragon, but it is what it is.
Yeah, not the best Dragon, but at least you know that won't end up being the soul at the end of the day here, so
yeah.
They have a potential win condition there for the side of Job Seekers, and yeah, Draven backing with 1300 gold off of that kill. Gotta feel good for him here, but
That's
yeah,
the moon dribble now.
still,
Does look a bit doomed, but we'll have to see how it goes.
yeah, Greedo's not doing too bad at the moment. Actually, he has a CS advantage. If anything, that's gonna negate the kill lead for a little bit, but still, Draven, give him an inch and he takes a mile there. That champion hits so hard here, and once he starts getting this level 6, his burst is going to be crazy. It's alongside Nautilus setting him up. It's going to be very hard to play Tristana in that lane.
Definitely. Tristana likes to go in. I suppose she does have W to get out, but it can also be cancelled by Draven E. I guess that's hard to pull off, but it can happen.
Yeah, definitely. It's got quite the wind up there, so it's definitely reactable of the side of Draven, but definitely by no means easy.
Yeah.
And
I would definitely like to see that happen. That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, Lilia definitely a pretty fast clearer in the meta right now, so he's got a little bit of lead onto Houdini there. Unfortunately, isn't able to pick up that Scuttle Crab as he runs in for it. But yeah, just Viego's really going to excel in these fights, but Lilia can build out small advantages just by farming up, and if she's able to just find that crucial sleep in the team fights, the value of Lilia is going to probably live up to the value of Viego there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm hoping
just
to see
think
some...
about the Aurelia ult into like Lilia ult.
Yeah, just...
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping to
Team
see
fights.
some big flash plays out of that Lilia. That's my favorite thing to look for, is just the flash Q onto like 3 or more champions and just dropping that sleep.
Yeah.
It's such a big setup and just makes it so easy for champions like Nautilus to follow up, lock down that opponent. Sleep is pretty underrated of a CC. It's probably because not many champions have it, but yeah, if many champions had it, I'm sure more people would realize the power of sleep in League of Legends. Just knowing that person's just gonna fall asleep there. It's just a lot of people don't play well around it. You know, they wake up the opponent too
They wake
early.
up too
Yeah,
quickly, yeah.
and then you'll be like, oh, I shot my skill shot, but someone else woke him up, so he ends up dodging the skill shot, stuff like that.
I
So
definitely am. Would someone do that? Because when someone's asleep, I'm like, get him, get him. I don't know why. It's like some weird mentality.
yeah, it's you feel like there's pressure and the sleep's gonna end.
Yeah.
You have to kill them now while they're asleep, but it's quite the opposite. As soon as you hit them or try to kill them, you wake them up.
Definitely.
Corruption's again pretty close and too close
Like
for
melee.
comfort. Yeah,
Yeah.
versus Chris Strider there. I was a bit worried, but Crone's gonna flash in.
Yeah.
He's gonna try and hit the W onto Houdini, but he misses, and it's gonna be disaster for the side of Sergeant Crone there. Chris Strider now in a very bad position here versus Houdini. It looks like Houdini has the damage. He's gonna flash in under tower and find that double kill onto the side of Jobseekers. That was a huge misstep from Sergeant Crone there. He just missed out on the W, but he was already in a bad position there. He should have just took his losses and just flashed out, but he committed really hard in onto that Ari, and yeah, it just didn't go well for him, and that's gonna even out the gold lead already.
That's so good, actually. So, obviously, Viago coming out, he has a huge impact now. He's got the Divine Sunder.
Yeah, it's
Literally pop off.
Divine Sundra, Viego. It's not going to be a super hyper carry like the Kraken Slayer, Blade of the Ruined King, but it's going to make him so durable. He's going to be so hard to focus down in these fights, and if you're not able to take him down, then he's probably going to get towards those resets. If he gets towards those resets, you're probably losing the fight. So Job Seekers definitely have their work cut out for them. Nublis into this top lane has completed the Blade of the Ruined King. It's going to be so good versus the likes of Mundo, but still Mundo doesn't really care. He's built that Sunfire himself. He's probably going to be just fine, especially if they're not itemizing any grievous wounds.
Yeah, definitely. They haven't itemized anything against him yet. I suppose they don't have to because Mundo isn't a big problem, but it really is squishy with this build. What do you think about that?
I'll hold that thought because Houdini looks like he's getting caught out here. Unfortunately, Shotmaster doesn't find the hook, and now he's into the waiting arms of Garth instead. Just escorted out by his team, but yeah, so close. Chris Strider was almost into range of that stun. Shotmaster was almost there to find the hook, but he manages to get out. But while that happened, there was a play in the top lane. They took the Herald there with Nooblist, and there's an opportunity for Job Seekers to make some money back with that Herald. But yeah, go on what you were mentioning before.
Nooblist does have a very squishy build. Do you think it's very easy to gank with Viago, or?
Yeah, if he catches him too far up the lane, Aurelia's really good at going in, but unless there's minions standing behind her, she's not very good at going out.
Trades, like, she's taking a lot just from Q from Mundo there.
Yeah, Aurelia's happy taking trades like that because of the lifesteal in her kit and her itemization. She's probably chilling here, but still, if she gets caught out by that VA, you're completely right there. That is going to spell doom with such a vulnerable build. It's not like the Gore Drinker build we see used in Pro very often, but yeah, it makes her so squishy. No magic resist means those cleavers are chunking, but looks like Jobseekers have the up and up on this dragon here. They're going to take it down well before Viego's into range there, and that's another dragon secured. Now we'll see what is going to be the soul. Looks like Inferno is up for grabs here. Extra damage this game, as if they didn't need any more onto their team composition. And yeah, that is going to be something they're focusing on here for sure. They have, if anything, the dragon lead, and they're going to be working towards that soul as much as they can, because it's going to be crucial in a game like this where it's so even. Being able to pick up a soul like that would blow the game wide open, but they got to get there first. It's another 10 minutes away.
Yeah, Tristana is actually CSing very well this game. She is almost up 20 CS on this Draven.
Yeah, and
pretty
that's
impressive since Draven does have that kill lead.
Yeah, and that's actually negated the kill lead pretty much there. But I think Draven gets a bit more value off of farming than Tristana does, just because that passive. It all depends whether that Draven can find that kill before he dies. Cash in those stacks, because they're going to need the gold this game. They're definitely going to need it because the scaling of the likes of Renekton isn't up there. Meanwhile, the rest of the champions in the game are pretty happy scaling up, but this Renekton definitely wants to make things happen early. Looks like there is a bit of a stalemate here. Nothing really happening. Looks like Jobseeker's really just going to play out the long con there. They drop a Herald into the top lane. That's a small play. And Viego's on the way. We'll see whether they're able to catch out Nublus, but it doesn't look like it. He's home free there. But yeah, Jobseekers might just be playing for the sole win condition here. They're playing it very safe. They don't feel pressured.
Very safe, yeah.
They don't feel pressured to do anything despite having early game champions. They're just like, look, the Soul is going to get us that W that we need here. Even though we're on early game champions, Chris Strider probably feels most comfortable on this champion, if anything else. So he'll probably know how to play it into the late game team fights. And yeah.
Even if Chris Strider is like even late game on Renekton, we know he still have value. So
yeah, we'll see what he's able to do because it looks like it's heading that direction here.
Yeah, definitely very hard to touch Ari as Renekton.
Yeah, he's basically got a just a stalemate lane, just a farm fiesta. Greedo gets hit by that E, but it doesn't look like Sergeant Greedo's going to pull the trigger on that ultimate. He was in the basically at mid lane there when he landed that E. Lilia's E being global, of course, can surprise you like that.
Ult from that far as well.
Yeah, you can pull the ult. You can E someone down in bot lane and Q someone in top lane, and you'll sleep them both. It's global range, just like your E.
That would be cool.
But yeah, nothing like that going to happen. He's just going to hold on to that ult.
You can W, right? The sleep?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want before you fall asleep. But Chris Strider is going in mid lane here. Tries to find a predict with that E, but doesn't find it. He goes in for the flash. Here comes Houdini, though. He's trying to keep his mid laner safe, and he's doing pretty well here. Houdini has the ultimate. I think he's going to pick up this kill on Sergeant Crone. And now Chris Strider, you are in trouble, my friend here. Nice flash charm there for Corruption to find the kill again. And the mid lane jungle synergy from For Fun is just showing up here in this clutch game for For Fun.
It's definitely a romance in the mid lane. Corruption, Houdini, they're popping off.
Yeah, they're trying so hard. Sergeant Crane and Chris Strider trying to find advantages, but it might not be the lane you want to commit to. Houdini's playing around Corruption so well, and it's just ended up biting them here. If they had just sat there and scaled and made 0 plays, they would be up in gold right here, about 1,000. But instead they've tried to make plays, and it's gone the other direction, and now they're at the gold deficit. But still, having that dragon lead, I'd say this game's definitely even, but you definitely got to put some more power into this Draven here. I think he's going to mean a lot. Nublus is going in top lane. Kel'Thuzad is in a very bad spot, and he's going, trying to flash out, but look at the healing. He doesn't have grievous wounds now. Houdini is flashing in. He has no ult.
Be a kill for Houdini.
My thing just froze, but
God, he's so strong.
Yeah, and Houdini's getting so far ahead. Was that a shutdown that just went out to him? That is disgusting. If so, yeah, this Viego is getting out of control here, and right now, if you let a Viego get out of control, yeah, it's going to make this game extremely hard to win.
Yes, very scary.
But I think my game just desynced a little, so you got to ask what time you're at there, because
I'm at 18 exactly.
Yeah,
1802, 1803.
Alright, just pause yours for a couple seconds. I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is you caught up?
Yeah, I'm caught up now.
Alright. Or rather, I had to catch up because I had a little bit of a freeze at that top lane skirmish, but
no worries.
looks like we
have
are
the better computer here.
Okay, buddy, flexing your computer, but yeah, right now the dragon is about to spawn, and it looks like job seekers do not want to give this one up at all. Why would you in a game like this? They have to force that soul out early, but look how strong Houdini is. He's so tanky already. As that Divine Sunder is going to supplement his damage so well. And now we got to see what job seekers can do in the team fight here. Nublus has no ult though, it should be noticed, and the Relia without ult in a team fight's definitely not gonna have a good time here.
That's effective, yeah.
So it looks like job seekers might be looking to stall out, unless they find a huge E. They might pull the trigger. Wow, they don't do it, but they don't pull the trigger. I think that was a just wasted opportunity. You had Nordless there. That was a disgusting E. But what did I just watch?
Whoa. He's ulting to the casters.
And now they're going in. Looks like they're fucking... Oh my god, the onslaught has gone in. Houdini's caught out there. He's trying to find the kill onto Stairboy. Can't find it. Goes down. What's happening in the backline? Nublus goes in, but goes down. Corruption has made it out on a sliver of health, but it looks like job seekers have won out ever so slightly in this exchange. And...
Wow. That honestly, Sergeant Crone, popped off with his sleep there. Oh,
Yeah, big hook there onto Greedo. He is going to W out, but looks like they have to try peel him out. Chris Strider is going to go in onto Greedo and finish him off. Look at that early game Renekton damage. And Corruption, you're going to die too, my friend. Off of that line injuries. Lilia passive combo, and they win out in the Dragon fight. They are going to take it now and be one step closer to that soul. What a fight that was. We haven't seen fights like this all season in NTEL Esports. It's so close between those two teams, but Jobseeker's inching it out ever so slightly after what looked like a disastrous engage, if you could call that. That was a big misstep from Stairboy. One of the more
play. Yeah, that was definitely interesting.
Maybe that's just it, that this game means so much. It's do or die. Maybe Stairboy, even one of the most consistent players on Jobseekers, is starting to feel the pressure. It makes a bit of an error there at the start of the play, but it ends up going fine in the end. Jobseekers pick up that dragon, and yeah, they are looking pretty good right now, one away from that big soul win condition, but Stairboy has to make sure he shakes out those nerves for those later game fights, because that could be devastating.
Oh, he should be able to get the pick here. Yes.
Oh, the charm onto the teleport stops Nubus getting out, so unfortunately he's going down there, but it looks like Sergeant Crane is down. Keltar's top lane. Fortunately, he can put that Mundo to sleep, but he goes very pleased, so I don't think there's any kill pressure there for the top laner, but oh, what's happening to Greedo right there? He tries to find the predicted hook, but doesn't find it, ends up finding the ultimate. You can't miss that one, at least I believe so, but Greedo's able to find his way out of there. Now Keltalis is in here, but there's not too much damage available, and Heartmaster just turns around and hooks the Tristana in the face. But look at this Mundo, he's so tanky. Looks like they're going to pick onto Leona instead. Look how strong these bruises are. Mundo's just run out of gas here. He's trying to find his way under the tower. Now Corruption has entered the ring. He's tossing his hat in the ring, but he's getting too close for comfort. He finds the charm, and that's going to be enough to take down Chris Strider. Eventually, Shortmaster misses out on the hook. He might be in danger here now, but Corruption has no ultimate, so it looks like he's just going to walk out. But my god, another really crazy long fight happening there in the bot lane, but it ends up going pretty even between the two teams. 2 kills for the side of Jobseekers though, but a crucial kill onto Chris Strider. And yeah, it just doesn't stop. Doesn't stop. It was a bit, they put on the brakes for a bit now, but the fights are happening all over the place. Jobseekers want to push their advantage while they have it. And yeah, they're making plays left, right, and center. Still, this Draven did die in that last team fight, but he hasn't picked up a kill, so I think his stacks are going to be cut in half here, but I still think he's sitting on a fair amount. This Draven could be pivotal for snowballing this game for them. And yeah, I want to see more out of
It's definitely putting people to sleep, but we're not sleeping on this match.
Well said, well said. And I do want to point out that there is some grievous wounds being itemized now. It's just in that fight just then in the bot lane they didn't have any, so even if they had just bought executions on Chris Strider, we might have seen that Mundo go down. Yeah, this Mundo looks pretty strong right now, but again, no items really coming through just till now. We might see this Mundo start to fall off a little bit more in these team fights, but still I think he'll do for the side of Jobseekers, they have a bit of healing themselves, so we already see tons of grievous wounds on the side of 4Fun. Make sure they're going to be negating that healing from Draven and Renekton, and even Lilia heals a bit now. Of course, Aurelia, we all know she heals a lot. Basically, the whole team's healing. Stairboy ult in the right direction that time, but just using it for a bit of wave clear. They're feeling the pressure under this tower. They want to keep it alive, and it will be important if the blue buff is spawning soon. A cheeky little steal there from Houdini, dashes into range for that smite, and they are going to walk away with that one. But small victory here for the side of Houdini right now. They need to come up big in order to stop Jobseekers getting to this Dragon Soul.
A Dragon Soul is definitely a win condition here for them.
Yeah, this bot lane right now is playing so passive, even though they're playing right up to the tower. No one's around to help them right now. Shortmaster is not pulling the trigger, but here comes Sergeant Crone. Looks like they've found their footing here, and they're going to go after Greedo. They find a sleep here, and he just can't move. And yeah, Sergeant Crone flashing in for that Q onto both of them. Finds the kill onto Leona too, and the dragon is spawning soon. I do think they are fortunate enough that their bot lane will respawn in time, but right now they are using this advantage that they have to just snowball all over the map. But 4Fun's making a play mid lane. Looks like they are getting this bot lane in return, but they have to be careful. Sergeant Crone actually caught out here with no ultimate. It surely is going to go down to Houdini if it comes to it, but Nublis going in, finds a 2-man ultimate,
Wow.
and Chris Strider trying to get in range does find the stun onto Ari there and taken down swiftly. And no, Corruption, you are not going to spawn in time for this dragon here, so this is a really bad situation. Houdini gets caught out here, and that Draven Elder is going to seal it. Houdini, you are not long for this world, my friend. He tries to find Sergeant Go, can he find it? And he almost makes a miracle play there, but gets taken down. Nublis flashing in to save his jungler. My god, that was close though.
So close. And look, the dragon is coming up, so definitely scary.
And
I
now
don't know if I'll be able to steal this one. I think it's definitely Jobseeker's dragon.
yeah, but the jungler isn't there. They're going to start it up here, but they really don't have anyone to steal. The question is, do job seekers know that? They have no vision right now onto the side of the Baron pit, but they haven't got much to worry about. Maybe just a Leona coming through with her ult. Like, not many steal options. They take it down. They get soul 25 minutes into the game here. And this is a huge moment for job seekers right now. You've got the lead, but can you close the game out? A lot of times when the game went very long for job seekers, it's them making the comeback. They've never been in the closing position. Yeah, so they got to show us that they know how to play both sides of the coin there and finish this game here. What are your thoughts on this second item here for Draven, the collector being purchased now?
I don't like it personally, but maybe because if you can see, Lilia was taking all his kills. I'm just kidding. But it will definitely help him guarantee kills and get that gold. Maybe that's why he's picked it, because he wants to get his stacks. I'm not exactly sure.
Normally the Dravens do like picking up that Bloodthirster early, but right now he already has that Imperial, that shield bow built there, so doesn't really need more lifesteal ops in for that all-in damage there, and he's going to be hitting these squishy targets really hard, but the point is that there's not actually too many squishy targets. There's already a Zhonya's on that Ari, Tabai's onto the top laner and the jungler and the support, and the Tristan is basically the only target you have going for you there, so that's the one question mark. I think you're better off just building Lord Dominic's for sure here and just getting that % armor pen, but hey, it's currently Stairboy currently piloting. We'll see what he's able to do onto this Draven right now. Full fun, posturing so aggressively, but they're not even the ones with the Dragon Soul, and they're just posturing so aggressively. Of course, Nublis not being there, but having that TP available, they don't decide to pull the trigger. Job Seekers is going to find the perfect fight, the perfect Lilia set up for them, and see what they can do. But yeah, right now, for fun, even though they gave up the soul, they're not backing down at all.
No, they definitely have it in for them. They definitely still want to win. It's very close.
We'll see what they're able to do against this Dragon Soul advantage, because yeah, we're seeing just the explosions onto the minion wave here. Just Draven did not need any more damage, and he's currently dropping fat bombs onto those minions, critting for like 700 already, without even that much AD built. So, he's basically frontlining. Stairboy does not care, but the rest of his team
Stairboy wants to get it now. I can feel it. He's like,
maybe his team's trying to replicate the engage he pulled off last time. It ended up going well for them, but I don't know. I didn't think it's too consistent, and they should be pulling that off every time. But nevertheless, yeah, job seekers are just biding their time here. It's pretty interesting to see. Yeah, they're gonna finally go off into the side lanes, try to use that Aurelia to split push, and this is what they probably should have been doing before. They don't really have a siege composition, but they're still grouping 5-man mid. They just looked a little bit lost, but now they got set up the side waves, get some advantages, get some vision down into the enemy jungle, and look for some picks here and use your lead to your advantage. But
they can definitely pick them off using the Baron as it is up.
But they do have to be careful of champions like Tristana and Ari being so mobile, and that Leona dropping the solar flare from Fog of War. They have some avenues to catch out themselves for fun, so definitely
could be getting caught out here.
Yeah, he's pushed up pretty far, but his instincts tell him to back off, and his instincts are correct there, because look at the side of Full Fun. They're barreling towards this top lane, all of them, except Corruption. They're determined, and Nublis does not have flash here. He is going to go down here. Tries to return as much damage as he can, but alas, not much to be had, and is going to go down there. And yeah, there's too much pussyfooting around. There's not too many decisions being made. Nubliss is just trying to put out some pressure on the map, but there's no pressure anywhere else. So of course, For Fun can make an aggressive play like this, but can they make the Baron call happen? Nubliss is up in 28 seconds. They'd have to do it now if they're going to do it. The longer they wait, the worse a call it becomes. Houdini is looking for a pick out, and they don't have any vision in. But looks like they're calling their bluff. Jobseeker's not going anywhere near that Baron. Corruption trying to find a pick, but the flash there from Shortmaster get out of harm's way. And now Nubliss is 10 seconds off. They don't really have an avenue to start up that Baron, and looks like they're going to call it. Sure, boy. Oh, he flashes in. Yasin's trying to force something, but here comes the rest of Jobseekers. They're coming in. But it's all that.
You got to queue on all of them.
Yeah, and Sergeant Crone's going absolutely crazy in the backline. Nubliss is going crazy now, flashing in. Greedo trying to return all the damage he can, but you cannot carry this, my friend. He's running for the hills now. Sergeant Crone's not done with Corruption. We'll see whether he's able to make it out. Look at the damage from that Lily. I think he would have died to the dot by himself. And Greedo, what are you doing? Run back to Fountain, my friend. You have no place in your jungle right now. And yes, he's going to retreat back to the mid lane, but Jobseeker's coming out on top.
Yes, the cat has been slain by the deer. Unfortunate for Corruption.
Yeah, just showing the tier list, the Animal Kingdom tier list there. Deers do dominate the cats.
We have the Darwin tier list. We have Crocodile.
But yeah, Jobseekers now, they have the Dragon Soul, and now they have the Baron at their disposal, and the Elders spawning up soon. With the amount of gold they just got from that fight, you can only imagine it's looking good for them here. But yeah, For Fun just took too long. We saw they waited, and then they waited too long. Nubliss was up and ready to fight there, and they still try to find something there with that Leona. We talked about how Leona has to engage. She felt the pressure, she tried to engage there, but it's too little too late. Jobseeker's turned it around. And yeah, what a display it was from Chris Strider, Sergeant Crone, Nubliss all popping off that fight, and of course the bot lane of Jobseekers not doing too shabby themselves. But right now, this is the fight that matters. Chris Strider almost gets caught out, but look at the rest of Jobseekers, they are just getting vision for themselves. But yeah, I think you need to find anyone. They're all throwing themselves at you right here, and Keltalis walks up, but he's got that Mundo passive to cover himself there. Houdini has to be careful. He is key to winning these fights, but the rest of his team have to supplement the damage. They have to take someone down for Houdini to really pop off, but if he is able to find that possession, he can turn the gold lead against them, being able to take those items. But right now they're not in a good position. Not in a good position. Look at Chris Strider just running down mid with that Baron buff there. They have no mid priority. They're trying to get bot lane priority here, but it's so hard for a champion like Vio to get anywhere near it. Shortmaster taking a lot of damage, but not so much that Tristana is not packing much of a punch here as you think she would, but they're actually just handing over Dragon Control here. 6,000 health, and Corruption goes and finds the Taunt. The Aurelia ult goes wide, the Leona ult lands, and now everyone's partying in there. And big one shot from Chris Strider takes down Greedo. Houdini has no resets available to him. He's going to run for his life. Corruption trying to kite out, but there's nothing left for you here. Houdini's going to try and make the miracle still happen. He's going in 2.8k health. That's too heavy, and there's not going to be a steal there. And Jobseekers are going to pick up that Elder Dragon, and they're going to look to take it home here. Playing so well into these team fights. So patient, though. The level of patience we've never seen. Level of patience we've never really seen before in NTE Esports, but they're really exercising it in this do-or-die game for them. They really want to win this matchup, and they want to make playoffs. But
they want that long con.
This is just step one of 2 steps to get themselves
they're
into.
Definitely coming for the throne, and definitely want this win.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they're able to do versus the likes of Young Pods if they've got such a successful game here versus For Fun, but it's not over yet. We'll see whether For Fun can find anything, but right now I think we saw the weakness. They're just lacking so much damage.
What do you think about the builds? Do you think Draven has to go another item like QSS?
I don't think he was under any pressure at all to build a item like that, but I definitely don't see the harm in it. At this point, you have the damage supplemented by the dragon. You could double down on more damage, but just basically guarantees that Stairboy isn't going to be the one getting caught out here. Ari can try her hardest, he's just going to cleanse that. Leona can try her hardest, he's just going to cleanse that, and he's going to be putting out the damage that his team needs him to. But right now, we're just seeing massive plays from the likes of Chris Strider coming in, one-shotting the backline. Massive plays from Sergeant Crone. All game, he's been putting out crazy amounts of damage on this Lilia, and now he's got Medjais. He wants to keep adding those pages, and this Lilia's moving so fast with that Medjai's move speed too. She's just going to be a menace into these team fights.
Definitely.
We'll see.
Bit of it is slow at the moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised they have that Elder Dragon, but again, they're just not pulling the trigger. They don't have these side waves set up for the necessary siege, but even then, right now, you're 10k gold up. You've seen how these team fights have been going. They've just been barreling towards for fun, and they've been falling over. I think at this point, you can just slap them with your wallet, but still, they're showing restraint here. They really want this W, and they're going to play it by the book.
Zero risk win. Like, they don't want to risk anything. I think that's why they're playing like this.
Yeah, we'll see what they're able to do with it. There's some big damage coming through. Looks like they're going to go all the way through on Vial since she's able to flash out, but Houdini's trying to make a play, but look at the CC available! Houdini, you cannot play the game! And he does go down. Nublis tries to find the old misses on that front, but he's gone in now with the flawless duet.
Oh, wait,
and Sergeant Crone, do you see how much damage this Lily is doing? Just absolutely dumping damage, but unfortunately he's falling low, tanking that tower. They're going to try and find Greedo here. He had the reset, but look at the combo of the Renekton Nautilus. Just stun, rude, knock up, hook. It's just too much for the side of For Fun to handle. The CC coming out of these champions is too much, and they're going to end up going down, but still a pretty okay trade considering they're up against an Elder Dragon.
No, honestly.
They delay this game a little bit more. You get some more shutdowns onto your Tristana. She's actually one item off full build here, and surely once she completes that Infinity Edge, she's going to be hurting a little bit more. But right now, yeah, they've just got too many resistances on the other side. That Renekton's so tanky with the Death's Dance, with the Starax, with the Core Drinker. Just so many things stacked up against that Tristana. She's going to have to be hitting that Crocodile for a long time before she takes him down. And now that he's built this Gargoyles, it's even more so.
Lilia does lose her sacks here, so she's not getting too much pay off that Medjai, so that's not good. But they are definitely still ahead by a long shot. So.
Yeah, we'll see whether For Fun can make this combat happen. They had a little inkling of hope there, but there's still a long way to the top here for Team For Fun. The Job Seekers are playing it out so patiently too, so trying to catch a mistake out of an opponent that's playing this safe is really difficult. But I think if it's going to happen anyway, it's going to be around this Baron. We'll see what they're able to do, but looks like Job Seekers are looking for a little bit of a play themselves towards the bot lane. I don't think Sergeant Crone was spotted, but yeah, those Krogs give him away, running towards that bush.
Definitely, there's lots of like slow moments in this game.
Yeah, they slow it right down.
They've slowed it. Yeah.
They compose themselves and they formulate their plan. Job Seekers are playing pretty well here, despite being so passive. It looks like they
got out the grass.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to head towards that purple worm. Finally, start wailing on it, and yeah, we see For Fun's response is little to nothing there. They're just going to prepare for the worst.
Maybe they can catch out Nublis, best case scenario.
Looks like Houdini's on the warpath to try and make that happen. He's got the stun
Nublis
down, but
definitely go down here.
Yeah, he actually just ends up trying to turn
Not
it around.
quite tanky enough.
Yeah, so that is going to buy them a little bit of time. 60 seconds here. Oh, look at that ultimate onto Tristana. Stairboy getting very cheeky with it, but that Tristana's completely healthy there. But still, even these 4 champions on their own is going to spell a lot of disaster for the side of For Fun. Just still so hard to deal with. Yeah, they might even just opt to 4v5 them. Kelthalis has a really good angle though for this fight here. We'll see whether it means much. He comes in, Stairboy is caught out there, he's cleansing, trying to do all he can. Keep your eyes on Sergeant Crone, he has most of the damage here, and he's going to find a huge 4-man sleep onto the side, and look at them just melting the health bars. The Lilia damage over time, doing so much. Chris Strider's been in there this whole time, and he's full health. Takes them all down. That is going to be a good game. Job Seekers showing up huge in this do or die game, and that is quite the statement coming into the matchup versus Youngbloods here. We'll see if they have what it takes, because right now they're looking unstoppable.
Let's go.
And yeah, well, that is that. There, we're gonna go into the stat screen and just see how much damage does Lilia put out. I'm expecting
Wow,
absurd
Lilia
amounts.
definitely smurfed it up this game.
I'm expecting smurf amounts of damage just because of that damage over time was just ticking the whole game basically. Just so much damage there from the Lilia as I expected, but Chris Strider definitely holding his own there, and that Draven did not have to work as hard as I thought. Because yeah, just this Renekton and this Aurelia popping off in those team fights, finding those huge plays, and yeah, even the Ahri finding the most damage this game. I wasn't expecting that, but Houdini was playing so passive. He was looking for those resets, but he just didn't find anything playing into such a bruisery melee comp like that as the Viego. So difficult. And if your team's not giving you resets, yeah, that lead just went to nothing at all there. Unfortunate there for the Viego jungle not being able to find those angles, but Job Seekers showed they got what it takes. And yeah, they just team fought spectacularly.
Definitely. I've never seen like a Draven just with 1 kill before, but it did win. So
yeah, that is a unsatisfying amount of assists for a Draven player, I imagine. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, he gets the dub. And that
Yeah.
Mercurial showed up clutch in that last fight there when they were diving in. So he did his job there. He at least taunted some of those champions like the Leona and the Ahri and gave more space for that that carry Sergeant Crone Lilia to come through and just demolish the side of For Fun. And with that said, I'm sure we can get into our MVP vote here. For the side of Job Seekers, I think, there's a case for Chris Strider here. He had a crazy game on that Renekton. Set up a lot of kills too in those fights, assassinating the AD carry, just always staying alive too. He's always one of the last members to go down, if at all. For the side of Job Seekers, but I think Sergeant Crone, he found so many huge engages, he found so many big backline plays, just absolutely nuking out the side
Definitely
of
giving it to Lilia here. Got the sleeps as well. Hit so many like good 3-man. He didn't always ult, but he definitely had the opportunities.
Yeah,
Like he definitely put out the damage.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the most spectacular start for him. He ended up losing that scuttle, but he kept cool. He just farmed it up, looked for his opportunities, made a few missteps into the mid lane there, but overall popping off in those team fights, and that's why you picked the Lilia, and he's shown exactly what Lilia can do. And yeah, I was kind of underrating this pick into the champions. Like, I think Lilia at this moment is kind of weak, she's lost a lot of that movement speed that she had in the past to really just dance around champions and find those big sleeps. But Sergeant Crane found it in this game against all those melee champions. He dodged around the Leona, he dodged around the Ahri, found his way in, and he punished them so hard for it. So good job there to Sergeant Crane picking up the MVP. But now we've got to vote for the SVP side of For Fun.
This is a bit harder. Obviously, I would like to go to Corruption, but he did get picked out a lot early game. But the mid fights, they got a lot of value in that when it was a 2v2 jungle and mid. They both played it really well. Houdini and Corruption.
And I don't even think
who do you think?
It's not even too much fault of Corruption. At the end of the day, you can only play so aggressive before Renekton's flashing on top of you and pressing the stun button. And we saw there's a lot of time he went down to that. It's just because he literally couldn't do anything other than play around the flash W, and that is playing pretty passive. And he really wanted to punish this Renekton in this matchup. He appreciated the attempt, and he had some great plays there, trying to turn it around with Houdini. But I think overall,
very hard here. Yeah.
Whoever played better, Houdini just didn't really have an impact as much as you'd want to of that Viego. He ended up going the Thunder build, and he doesn't have the DPS to solo carry. He doesn't have the power to catch out split pushes on his own. He lost a lot of solo playmaking viability when he went that build there, and even though he went this super tanky build, he never actually went into the fights trying to frontline for his team. He was waiting around for the resets, and a lot of the fights were decided before he even stepped in and dropped his ultimate. And again, that's just because the fights were really one-sided a lot of the time. But who knows? Just if he played some of these fights early game better, this game could look different. But alas, it is what it is. I think Corruption punched above his his weight class there onto this Ari. Ari's not known for her damage by any means here, and he's ended up putting out the most onto that Ari pick. He did get caught out early game, but in the team fights, he was trying to find the charms, dropping as much damage as he could for his team. And yeah,
It definitely hit his flash charms onto the Renekton.
If his teammates were supplementing his damage, then it could look very different as well. So I think Corruption ends up winning this one here. But it's very close vote there between Houdini. But my vote goes towards Corruption for the way he played out those team fights. But
I'll give it to Corruption as well.
But he
didn't have the goal for the damage, but he still put out the damage. It's very good.
But that is going to be Corruption's last performance, I believe. Team 4 Fun are done for the tournament here. That was their last game, if I am not mistaken. I'll just fact check myself. Yeah, that was.
I think you are correct.
They were
scheduled. Their last game. They definitely
for one
put
more.
in the work, though. It's definitely a good performance by them. They definitely tried this game.
But yeah, Job Seekers just tried a bit harder, as if it wasn't obvious enough there, they just showed up to play, and play they did here. So now we are just going to get set up into our next game here with the remaining time we have. And we'll see whether they're able to take down Youngbloods for that 4th place, or even a shot at that 4th place position, because it is a tiebreaker scenario. They'll be both on that 10 wins after all is said and done, and that means they'll probably have to sort out a tiebreaker. I'm not sure whether we're going to play that one off stream. Pretty confident. A high stakes game like this, they might want broadcasted, but it won't be streamed tonight. I think we'll have to organize that maybe onto the Saturday.
No, not tonight. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get the players all ready. So.
But yeah, we'll see whether they even make it there, because of course to get to the tiebreaker scenario they have to take them down into this matchup first.
They have to take the last winners of last year, Youngbloods.
Yeah,
bit of a different team, but definitely a very hard team to beat.
They would have liked that, but I don't think Youngbloods won last year.
Unfortunately, who won? I actually forgot.
You're the mascot of our team, and you don't even know who won. It's pretty disappointing. I think we are looking for a new.
Angels, was it?
I think we're looking for a new team here, guys. We gotta find a new mascot. This guy is not it. That is all I know. But
maybe Youngblood won quite a long time ago. And I've just forgotten about the time because, you know, current times, a bit rough. Time does go.
It just shows that Jupai just doesn't care for his angels. He's got too many of them. He's too successful. He's suffering from success, if you will. But
yes, always.
But yeah, it looks like we are getting set up for this next match. Hopefully that won't be too long for you guys. But yeah, I'm imagining Jobseek's doing a little bit of a break. So got some time to fill in here between these two teams. Now, Cameron, one of our shoutcasters, is stepping in for the side of Youngbloods. I believe he's filling in the shoes of Dark Knight, because Dark Knight is sick, unfortunately. But it's such an important matchup too, so Youngblood's probably going to be kicking themselves here, losing a crucial mid laner. But we'll see whether Cameron's able to.
Did you get the number one caster? Come on.
Yeah, the number one caster. I'm sure you could find some statistics to support that, but till then you'll have to take Bundy's word for it. But yeah,
number one caster.
We are just filling in time here. I'm gonna look over to the chat and see what's going on. And yeah, looks like Sergeant for MVP Patrick Maxwell agreeing with that one there. Nick Petrakis. Oh my god, a dupe. You've got your fan club in full force here. And yeah,
yes, we do have Nick Chu in the chat, you know.
Yeah, he's about to show up in game. He's probably going to be playing his heart out in front of Dupe here, trying to impress him. But yeah, looks like we've got a little bit of delay, a 10-minute delay, if anything. Django's saying one of his teammates has just finished work and he has to transit over. So we do have some time to fill, but yeah, until then we don't know when he's going to be here, so I don't know if we want to maybe even have a bit of an interview. I'm not even sure.
Interview? Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, who would I want to interview? should I do a depressing interview with the loser or positive
I mean,
interview with Chris Strider when
ask
he's? I feel like Chris Strider's about to play his
ask
game, so
both.
I don't wanna don't wanna pull him in if he's
Yeah,
thinking about
yeah,
his
yeah.
next matchup. But
Definitely get his head in the game into the young bloods game instead of thinking about the past. But maybe I don't know.
But yeah, I'm kind of scared to ask what happened. You know, maybe Corruption's really tilted. He's just like, I hard carried. What happened?
Yeah, he's definitely muted his mic today. Just
But
kidding.
I'm not too sure. Hopefully it won't be too long, so we won't need anything like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, got a bit of time to fill in the
Got
meantime.
any picks that you think that they're gonna do? Or, like, what do you think Youngbloods is gonna play?
It's hard to predict Youngblood right now because they've lost a key member, right? So it's gonna be up in the
Hmm.
air with them. We don't even know who's going mid thus far.
Oh, okay. So the positions aren't
But I
as
think
filled.
if anything, Youngblood's got a lot of information on job seekers, and they probably don't want to be letting that Renekton through. And if they're gonna
No,
let that Lilia
yeah.
through, they better have a plan for it because yeah, it was dealing some damage.
In my opinion, if you want to have a chance against job seekers, you got to ban Chris Strider.
Yeah, and people been doing that all season, and even even then, job seekers have shown up successful. But now they
Mm.
gave over the Renekton. They weren't too concerned, and it's actually ended up hurting them pretty bad here for fun. Probably wants to go back and run that draft back, but fortunately they cannot. And yeah, Chris Strider gets his prided Renekton and shows exactly why you should fear it now. The question
For
is,
fun, they like
are
to
you
have interesting drafts, though. Let's be real. For fun, always drafts.
yeah, they draft for fun, if you will, but
Yeah.
yeah, that draft didn't even seem too bad for the side of for fun. I say the only weakness they had is they really needed to have that damage supplement. Like, if that Renekton got ahead, the Tristana's behind. We just saw that she's so pathetic there. Just
Mm.
you could auto the Renekton 50 times, and he just press Gore Drinker, and then all your work's gone to waste. So yeah, there's not too many avenues that they had if they fell behind like that. They kept it even for a while. Houdini on that Viego kept it pretty interesting, but unfortunately, once the team fights came through, they just showed exactly what their comp's good at doing. And yeah, if you're gonna have a melee brawl like that, you better bring the damage because yeah, if that Renekton was living just full fights, staying full health the entire time. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
But yeah, for the side of job seekers, of course, they've got a lot of. This team has really built this identity of like around their power picks. They're not adhering to the
Mm.
meta. They're not really showing anything
Definitely
crazy,
comfortable.
but they've showed that what they can do in their comfort is really devastating. Like Sairboy on his Blitzcrank has just solo carried games.
Yes.
Shortmaster on his Misfortune has solo carried games. Chris Strider, of course, needs no introduction on his Diana and his Renekton. And Nooblis, like, he's had some insane performances in his Aatrox game. I think he played it once and he just had a disgusting game with Zonox. 2 bruises, just absolutely 2v5ing at some points. And so, yeah, they've got some picks up there. Nooblis on that Cho'Gath, of course, being such a strong frontliner. And Sergeant Crone,
Quite
we
new
haven't even
after all.
got to see Sergeant Crone's Rek'Sai, and he's popping off on
Yes.
Lilia like that. Like, I'm wondering at that point, would you just have preferred to play against the Rek'Sai? Because that Lilia was disgusting in the team fights.
Yeah. I'd definitely rather prefer Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai isn't very strong at the moment. I think Rek'Sai is even worse than Lilia. But
Yeah, I think just into the competitive 5v5, you think like it's easier to play around that Rek'Sai, but these games sort of feel like solo queue. It's a lot more chaos
mm,
when it can go either way. You either feel like it's more coordinated, everyone's on the same page making the same play, or something goes wrong and then all of a sudden you don't know what's happening. There's just like champions ganking left, right, and center because the enemy team's so coordinated. And I think he could go either way, the Rek'Sai pick, you know. He could find those crazy ganks. He could just be ganking left, right, and center, getting set up by his team, and just really pop off on that champion. Or he could just get to that team fight scenario where the Rek'Sai is really just a knock up and she tries to land her ult before she goes down. But the champion's so squishy and hard to pull off. So yeah, I think I agree
yeah,
with you
definitely.
into this scenario. Yeah, Lilia definitely doing a lot more damage than a Rek'Sai, but we'll see. We'll see what they've got in store because, yeah, like I said, job seekers having so many picks available to them. But right now, we got to be turning our attention to Youngbloods and what they can do under the pressure now that they've lost their mid laner here. We'll see
They do
who they're
have the
going to turn
best
to.
player in the top laner. My favorite, Django. Gotta smurf it up. Let's go, dude.
I think that's going to hurt Nick Petrarca's feelings, but but yeah, it's
Oh, sorry,
Jenko.
sorry, sorry. I obviously meant Nick Chu, the best jungler.
Yeah, Nick Chu, of course, is showing himself, showing up in this tournament, just showing that gank heavy styles is a lot
Yeah, he
more
likes
viable
the
than people
Zac. He
think.
likes the Sejuani.
Yeah,
Definitely.
just dropping ganks left, right, and center, and dropping bodies as well. But you know, he hasn't got much of a plan to fall back on. So we'll see whether he decides to try something new this game, or is he going to stick to that gank heavy style here? Because it does suck when you lose your mid laner. Your mid laner helps you out a lot,
Mm.
but
Definitely got. You lack that synergy if you don't know the person. There's definitely like less, but
yeah,
yeah.
we'll see. What do you think Django's going to be picking up in the top lane here?
I reckon it's gonna be an Urgot. You know, I haven't seen. Has he played anything different recently? Could be maybe. Maybe we'll see something interesting, like a Garen. I'm just kidding. Maybe we'll see something good though. I'm
Yeah,
hoping to see Django pop off.
he's been picking the Urgot all season. I think if he gets it let through, I think he's probably going to ride or die with that pick. Right,
What do
he's
you
played
think
so much.
about Set? Do you think he'll play Set or Malphite maybe?
I think his set's been up and down. It's had its ups.
Mm.
He's had some good games on it, but a lot of downs as well. So I'm not sure if he has as much confidence. I think if it does come down to it, he's going to pick up that Urgot because he's shown what he can do with that champion. And yeah, this match matters a lot. He's probably starting to feel the pressure after Job Seekers has just been taking names left, right, and center. They've just taken down
Yes.
Corona
If they
Spaceship.
lose, they will have to verse them again. And yeah,
They've taken down the likes of Corona Spaceship, and Corona Spaceship just recently beat Youngblood, so you know, by that logic, you'd think they're better. Yeah, so even though they're below them on the leaderboard, we'll see whether that holds true in this next game. But
yes. Who do you have any thoughts who you're gonna go for? Do you have any favorites? Do you want Youngbloods to win? Or do you want job seekers? Are you
I
trying to find a job again?
I still think I'm looking for a job here. This run has shown like they were down pretty bad coming into the second half of the season, but it shows, you know, like they just needed time. They really grinded for this. I know how much work they've been putting in. They've been looking for so many scrims versus teams just to like improve their game, and I think it's worked out for them here, and they're finding their stride here into the last half of the tournament. But right now, yeah, they can't make any errors. So we'll see whether they can finish off the miracle run, or are they
Maybe
just gonna fall
Youngbloods will
short?
play it fast this time, and maybe job seekers, because they play slow, maybe it'll punish. They'll get punished for it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see at the end of the day. We're almost about to play here. But yeah, we've finally got Spingding in here. Yeah, just clarifying onto the ruling here. I think they are going to be losing out some bans.
Losing out some bans because they
Yeah,
lost a player.
no, just because they showed up late. Normally the
Yeah.
ruling is every 3 minutes you'd lose a ban here. They have shown up quite late. I started the timer a bit late, just to give them some grace. Job seekers were ready at the at the start though, so it doesn't feel good. But rules are rules. They have to show up punctual here, and even in this do
Yep.
or die game here. Yeah, we're just clarifying rulings. If I go silent, it's because the cogs are turning in my brain, so don't mind me. Who's there? Alright, looks like we are ready. Teams are about to hop into Champion Select, I hope, here. And yeah, looks like things are going to be kicked off. I'm just waiting for it to get started. I'm hanging here. We've been stolen so long. Please, please just put me out of my
Please.
misery.
There
And
we go.
there you go. Enter champion select. Oh, of course I had all this time. I didn't do the overlay, but I will in front of your very eyes. You guys can get the scuffed edition.
We got the Darwin production right here. One of the best in the world.
Alright, let's change those right over. Change that logo to a Youngbloods one. Yep. And we are all good to go here. Transition that and look at that.
First
You guys
ban?
missed
Yes.
nothing. The first ban
They're
has just
just
come
like,
through.
get that new Blister Relic out of here.
Yeah,
He's surfing on it.
He had some moments, but it wasn't even that crazy. Let's be honest. But still,
Yeah,
obviously, you don't want to you don't want to play into an Aurelia if you have not enough experience or just negative experience. Let's be honest with that champion. I'm sure plenty of people have had bad matchups into Aurelia where you walk up, she cues a minion, she stuns you, and you're dead. So I'm sure that's probably more of a matchup thing here, and we'll see what ends up happening. They're ending up banning out that Vayne here from Gator. Gator looks like he's playing the 80 carrier for this lineup. I don't even know if they're in role order. If they are, that's such a crazy role switch up for me to be banking it all on these role swaps at the end of it all. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Diana ban coming through. They'd rather play versus the Renekton than the Diana, it seems. And yeah, we'll see whether Chris Strider's going to walk into that one.
We'll have to see.
They can't. That's the thing. They've lost 3 bans. They're down 3 bans because they showed up so late. 3 big bans that could be crucial for them, but
I think we're going to see the same comp again. Renekton, Lilia, maybe Cho'Gath at the top.
But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. Right now, they are dodging their last ban on purpose here. It's not because they're taking long to think like I usually do. They're going to dodge these last 3 bans on purpose, and Job Seekers will have 1 more ban available to them.
Let's see what they ban. Ban Nash, okay.
Interesting. Probably looking up Gator here. They probably think he's a good addition to the roster, and they're going to target him down here. Looking to take down the strongest player, or so they think here. I think Gator, he's had some positive experiences on Youngbloods, but he also hasn't really been their solid carry. But I'm sure they've had their, their scrims. They've probably had lots of matchup. Oh, Riven is picked up here. Is this the first Riven of NT Esports? I think it is, but someone might have to fact check me. And yeah, I'm excited to see the champion. It's pretty strong, and immediately they're picking their comfort. You left it up, we're taking it away, and yeah, that's what happens when you lose bans. They just get access to these comfort champions, and there's no hesitation. The Blitzcrank and the Rek'Sai instantly locked away, and I was talking about we hadn't seen Sergeant Kroon's Rek'Sai all season. Well, now we have the opportunity, and I think Fast Run is making a small mistake, because I think Zac does actually quite poor into Rek'Sai, being able to easily cancel that Zac Elastic Slingshot at any moment just by unburring.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the 80 carry going to be? Samira. It's an interesting pickup here. Probably trying to play off the CC that the rest of her team is already building for her, but even just taking that Samira just to be able to block that Blitzcrank hook, but
yeah,
she doesn't have her. Doesn't have the support picked up yet, and
Frog is gonna get picked here, maybe.
I'd say that's pretty good pick. Yeah, I'd say it's in the top lane. It's much more effective in that role, and it's pretty much going to neutralize anything the Riven wants to do here, unless Spingding's completely outplaying. Tahm Kench is just going to absorb all that damage Riven's able to put out, and yeah, just trade it right back to her with a single Q. So it's a very hard matchup for that Riven to play out there. She does have the scaling in her favor, but yeah, it's not Spingding's favorite matchup, I can tell you that much.
Waiting on this last ban, which is going to be nothing.
Morgana getting taken away, taking out
Morgana ban, yeah.
Other counters to the Blitzcrank. Also, they say pseudo counter. You know,
Do they
that Black
ban
Shield is
Nautilus
pretty
here,
annoying.
or do they look for another? I
Place
don't
your
know.
bets.
They banned the set. Why would? Oh, set support actually. That Bill would like to play that. I think.
Makes sense. Goes pretty well with that Samira in that all-in.
Yeah.
So I can see why that's taken off the board. Of course, they're probably researching Django right now and his support and trying to figure out what he's going to pick. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Nick Chu's going to bust out into the mid lane here because he's been a jungler through and through for as long as I've known him. So see him in the mid lane here. It's going to be interesting to see what he picks up, and it's versus Chris Strider nonetheless. So he's really going to get tested here.
Still got the 80 carry on Job Seekers. We'll see what they have to pick into Samira. Maybe it's a Draven again. It is up to
No,
Caitlyn.
just going to take the safe route out, this safe lane. Caitlyn pretty good at avoiding any plays. They'll probably try and make it her. And yeah, it's going to be Caitlyn Blitzcrank versus Samira, and we're about to find out the support that they are going to go with. Django is probably going to have to reach deep into his pockets after being targeted like that. And see what he's able to pick up. But Lulu, they're just putting a lot of
Samira, hey?
eggs into the Gator basket here. They want him to carry on that Samira, but we'll see whether he's able to do that against champions like Rek'Sai. He doesn't care about your W as Samira. He's just going to press that Prowler's Claw, knock you up, and you might just die before you hit the ground here.
Got the last pick here.
Nick Chu's
Orianna.
They've got a wombo combo there. I can see it. The Zac goes in, he gets the big knockup. The Orianna finds the shockwave. Samira comes in with the Lulu ult. It looks beautiful, but looks like they're going to take...
Fizz. That is a very awesome thing to see. He doesn't pick the Renekton's, going out of his comfort.
Yeah, it's sort of out of his comfort, but he's definitely picked Fizz more than Renekton this season, just because that Renekton's been taken away so often, and I think it is pretty good into that Orianna, of course, having to survive that early game. Pretty difficult. Orianna's pretty annoying.
He didn't have AP either, so maybe that's why he's picked that.
Yeah, of course, lacking that AP damage. Tahm Kench does bring a little, but not as much as you'd want. And now that Fizz is in the game, he's going to bring a lot of it onto those squishy targets. But yeah, it's still... Fizz trying to find the one shot onto Samira is pretty difficult. The Shark's always going to get blocked if you're trying to surprise her. And Lulu in the back pocket is going to make that Samira so hard to take down. But of course, that Lulu herself is quite vulnerable. So we'll see if he's able to find catches onto the Lulu instead, or even the Orianna if he's able to snowball this laning phase, because it is possible.
I definitely like Job Seeker's comp more here, but
yeah, they've got a lot of champions right in there. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of champions going after the likes of Orianna and Samira. I think the champion that does the best into this comp is that Riven, but she's got basically neutralized by that Tahm Kench pick. It's very hard for her to snowball a lead into this top lane.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to come off the back of Fast Runner, I think. A lot of the advantages...
I think it'll be Flash Ignite Riven top. He's trying to get snowball that lane. Try and get rid of the healing from Tahm Kench. Or do you think he's going to take TP?
You can try, my friend, but I still think Tahm Kench at the end of the day is that thick catfish. Ignite definitely... makes him respect you a little bit more, but if Nublis is playing his cards right, he's just gonna laugh and then drop a teleport into the bot lane where he's gonna bully out the...
He's gonna lick all the opponents.
Yeah. Youngbloods won't be having fun if that Tahm Kench ends up showing his face bot and starts dropping W's down. Samira nowhere near as good as escaping as she used to be, not being able to dash through her allies anymore. Gonna have to be a bit more creative with her escapes. And yeah, she's probably going to have to escape a lot versus the likes of Fizz, Rek'Sai, Tahm Kench. But
very scary comp to get picked out on their Blitzcrank, Rek'Sai.
Yeah, this is quite a different composition. Last composition we saw from Job Seekers was very teamfight centric. You know, there's a lot of CC. They played around each other, like sort of death ball composition. But this is all about just like finding those dives. You know, finding the picks with the Rek'Sai, with the Fizz, with the Blitzcrank hooks. Tahm Kench jumping in. They're really looking to snowball out this game because I think if it gets to the team fights, there is hope there for the side of Youngbloods. They have the Wombo combo available to them. And yeah, all
Yes.
these champions trying to dive past the likes of Ariana, past Lulu, past Zach, it's a lot harder. But it all really rests onto the back of Gator here on that Samira, whether he's able to carry or not. But right now we have to go over to our sponsors, give them a shout out. Last game of the night here. So thank you to the Territory's own Paul's Iced Coffee, Northern Territory Government, and McDonald's Darwin, our major sponsors of the season, helping us out run this competition. It has almost come to a close here for the League of Legends side of the thing. There is the playoffs, but that will be a whole different beast, and hopefully you guys can attend that. But still, a few more games to go, so we're going to say thank you to our minor sponsors: Next Tier Entertainment, Serotonic Beauty, VR Gamers, Gammon Creations, Tracy Village Social and Sports Club, Howard Springs Tavern, The Rabbit Hole, Palettes of India, Fresh Point Cafe, John John's, Diamond Barbers, District North Kitchen, Wicked Energy, Joyce Main, Next Level Gym, and Bell Accounting, all our minor sponsors, all local businesses. Make sure you guys are supporting them. And with that out of the way, we are now into the loading screen, and we can see just what these players have opted for.
See the summoners. Yes, it is the TP coming from both top laners, but mid lane, Oriana does like that TP.
Yeah, he's opting in for the teleport. It's definitely the safer option, but you do have a bit of an opportunity to bully out that Fizz early on into the game before he's gotten to that level 6 point. There's not too much threat, but opting for that teleport, he's going to be playing around his team, and they're going to have to play super well here, because yeah, unless Spring Ding is able to just scale up on this Riven, become a menace, they're basically putting all their eggs into that Samira basket. Yeah, I feel like if Samira gets picked off, they're going to lose a lot of their agency in these games. So much damage has to be dealt by the Samira in order for them to take the dub. But if any man's going to do it, we'll see if it's Cameron. Yeah, just loaded onto the Rift, just at the 0 second mark.
Yep.
Staring at a fountain.
Staring at top side.
But yeah, we'll see whether Job Seekers decide to play aggro with this composition. Pretty good level 1, the Blitzcrank, of course. They're pinging and assist me in that bot lane bush, so I think they have a plan. I think they do.
The invade is definitely going to come out here. Or not.
No.
Maybe not. I did want to see an invade here, but I guess we won't.
Normally a lot of people don't think about it till you've loaded in the game and you're like, should we invade? And someone's like, yeah, and someone's like, no. it's hard to...
They definitely have the invade comp in my opinion, but maybe.
Yeah, but it is probably a why risk it scenario here for Job Seekers. They probably have a game plan.
Yes.
Why ruin it with a silly level 1 play? Potentially.
Just for fun.
So, yeah, they're definitely looking to pick up this game. They're going to play as patient as they need to, just like last game, and try and get this dub versus Youngbloods.
Minions have spawned.
You reckon Blitzcrank will pull the buff? I'm just kidding. Probably not. We probably won't see that.
Yeah, even if he attempts to, they've got perfect vision to counteract
Wards,
that sort of
yeah.
cheese play. They're probably thinking way ahead of you, my friend, here. They do not want anything like that to ruin their game. And yeah, it's going to be Zach starting at red, Rek'Sai starting at blue, so it looks like there's probably going to be a bit of top lane focus. Something I didn't mention is if that Tomkins gets ganked here, they've got the tools to stop him. There's plenty of CC on that Riven, plenty of CC on that Zach, so he's probably never going to get that W out of that lane there, so he has to try to just walk his way out, and God knows that Riven is going to chase him down. So we'll see whether they're able to find some successful ganks onto Nublis, because he has been caught out a little bit in the past, but right now he's playing a pretty tanky champion. Going for the level 1 trade.
Like the trade isn't very good for Tom because he does not have that shield yet that he can eat up, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the entirety of Job Seekers playing aggressive, not going too well for Nublis there. In fact, it's gone very poor now that he found the level 2 all-in, but he misses the W. That's a huge error.
Yes.
There for Spring Ding. That could have been another couple hundred damage. Dropped onto Tom Kench there. Might even set up for a dive play for the jungler. Short Master and Stairboy pressing their advantage. Django stepping on the track. That's
Django
gonna
already
hurt.
half HP.
That is
Ooh.
gonna hurt, my friend. And yeah, Short Master just letting that one sink in there.
Noblest. Definitely.
Yeah, he's trying to find these fights
trouble.
in the minions there. Now Spingding probably regretting he didn't take Ignite. But yeah, he's getting tested on this Tahm Kench pick. He's trying to find the Qs, but the minion wave, Spingding's playing around perfectly there. So he's not going to find positive trades for himself here. And it's so important to land that Q for Tahm Kench because it's most of your damage and it's also most of your healing. All onto the one ability, so if you miss it, you might get punished pretty hard. But
They
both
did
junglers...
miss that hook, which means Samira can play the game again.
Yeah, but even then, after she hits level 3 there, gets that W, she's pretty chill, and oh, yeah, that was a very poor flash, and Sergeant Curran is just gonna burn that straight off the bat there, no games being played at all. Pull the trigger and pick up that kill for the mid lane there. And yeah, Nickju already gonna have to be using that teleport, it seems, unless he just runs it back. It is pretty risky teleport, so maybe I do agree with this.
He can just run it back. The Rek'Sai is mid, yeah.
Rek'Sai gone for a very greedy play here, trying to go for the double scuttle. He's going to run into Zac. We'll see what ends up happening between this exchange.
Looks like they are going on Zac. The directed camera isn't focusing me on it.
Yeah. Looks like they're going for a play bot lane Gator, trying to find as much damage as he can onto Short Master, and he finds quite a good trade, but not enough to find the kill here in the bot lane for Youngbloods.
Django did take the Ignite, not the Exhaust, so they are looking for an aggressive play style.
Right now, it is looking pretty bad for Youngbloods being 1k down already, so early on into the laning phase, and that's attributed a lot to that mid lane there, as you can see. Nick G being
also the double scuttle as well, that's definitely gold for Rek'Sai.
Yeah, right now, Youngbloods, they're not looking as comfortable as they usually do. Normally, they're the ones pushing out the lanes, and I know bot lane's doing quite fine here, but even in the mid lane, in the top lane, they've got aggressive players basically across the board. They feel pretty comfortable, they play aggressive, but right now I'm not seeing that sort of style from them. Riven's playing pretty aggressive, but Nickchu's just probably just trying to weather the storm with his playstyle, but right now he's already getting picked on by that Rek'Sai, and if a champion's going to punish you for bad positioning, Rek'Sai is going to absolutely destroy you. Stairboy knows Gator has that W available, so he's not even bothering to throw out the hook here. Maybe seeing if Gator pulls the trigger too early, but bit of a stalemate there in the bot lane too. No hooks getting thrown out unless that Lulu missteps probably.
Yes.
Strider ticking over to that level 6 too is going to make Nickchu a lot more nervous, especially with no flash. And looks like they're looking to convert this into a dragon.
Caitlyn is by herself without E. I guess Samira doesn't really have a way of getting onto her.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to concede this. Fast runner just running for the Krugs right there. But yep, straight over to the side of Job Seekers.
Ooh, I think Orianna might be in trouble if it is warded. Chris Rider does have the fish now.
I think she had an inkling what was happening due to the dragon getting taken, so he's going to be safe from that, but still not looking good for the side of Youngbloods. Already down 1k gold, and now the dragon is starting to tip over into the favor of Job Seekers.
Rek'Sai definitely is more of a dive champion, so maybe they're going to look for a dive mid.
If there's no flash, I think it is pretty easy, but they haven't scattered out the Zac yet. They can't feel completely comfortable in making a play like that. So they are going to look for him, it seems. They're going to go all over this topside jungle.
Rek'Sai just going to take Zac's camps. Very tilting for fast runner. Go into your jungle and it's all gone.
Yeah, but there's not too much for that Rek'Sai to take. That blue buff won't be spawning in a while, and Zac's probably going to make his way over there before it does. So I think Fast Run is not too unhappy with his exchange now. The Rek'Sai's actually made his way to top lane here. Spingding probably doesn't expect this, but I don't think he's actually in danger at all. In fact, Sergeant Grid misses the knock up there. That's
well, he does go back in.
But
Very
hey,
strange.
and he's gonna find the knock up after this harm Gens. That was a huge misplay. Why did Sping Ding go
was-
back in?
Not good. Bing Ding still had the flash, but if you do get hidden, you can't flash. So
Yeah, I think just not adjusting to the new Tom Kench because the range on
Yeah.
that ultimate is quite large once you have the stacks put on top of you. But looks like they're going to try trade back here, and this is what I was talking about. Nublis can try to W out, but it's very hard. And in fact, unless they do that, and Springding just burns everything. He has, I'll be honest here. I
oh
don't,
my god, Stairboy
oh,
with the flash.
and this is what Stairboy does on
Nick too.
Blitzcrank. This is what Stairboy
Wait,
does.
Nick-
Chris Strider.
Oh.
Whoa!
My.
That's very pitiful, but
That is a tilter, but very
moving
hard
on
to
from
play.
that.
You need to eat.
But yeah, moving on for that, I think Sping just does not know the matchup at all because if you, I'll be honest, they didn't have any kill pressure versus Tom Kents there, but if you're going to have kill pressure, you need to hold that W or hold that Q to be able to cancel that Abyssal Voyage, otherwise he's just gone skis. But yeah, they didn't have much to do there. And yeah, all eggs are basically into this Gator basket right now. Nick Chu just got something back mid, but it looks like Sergeant Crone is making a play into the bot side. Doesn't opt to go for this play without his support there. And I think that is a wise decision. Gator's making him think about it though with the taunts in his face. Sergeant Crone's sticking around, being a nuisance, but he's just really wasting his own time here. Nublis now, with that advantage, is going to be playing a lot more aggressive into this top side. I'd like to see it here now that he's got so much armor versus that Riven. She's going to be completely neutralized here, and she's going to have to play her mind out to try and stop the Storm Kench from taking over this lane. Starboy has been mid lane for so long.
Yeah, he's actually just the support for Strider, and Strider is the AD carry. I'm just kidding.
Starboy tries to find a cheeky hook, it's one of those tilting things where you know you're just trying to cancel the back there because you know you want to spite them for coming mid lane and sitting there for so long, but the enemy support knows that and he's trying to like catch you out. But Starboy doesn't find that catch out. Springding's actually going for this trade here, and yeah, look at that, just tries to trade back, but Tom Kench has the E here.
If he, oh no, I think it's.
Tom Kench has the
Not
ult
very
available.
good. Yeah.
He has the Q now. Oh, he's going to go for that play, but guess what? He
no.
delivered into the waiting arms of Sergeant Crow. What is Sergeant Crow doing? Okay, they end up winning it. That was such a misplay. Where's the coordination between job seekers? But it doesn't matter, like you say. They end up picking the kill, but that wasn't satisfying to watch, I'll be honest. There have been some unsatisfying things this game. This is not one of them. Looks like they are going to pick up the kill onto Cristrado, and he's ordering the tower. He's not finding the Q, so it actually is unsatisfying. I should not have opened my mouth. Commentator's curse.
The more you open your mouth, the more this happens to him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Sergeant Crone's going to find an easy knock up, and then he just eased past him, and then it's like, easy kill onto Chris Strider, and then he gets out. So, I don't know what is easy anymore. Django's going to easily go down here? No, he's not.
Lots of fighting going on, but not much death. Rek'Sai coming in.
Yeah, well, why did you open your mouth? Why did you open your mouth? Because you just died as soon as you said that. So,
yes.
we really got to start saying the opposite thing of things that are going to happen here. It looks like Youngbuds are going to have a very bad play here. Very bad.
They're trying to force. They want something on the map, you know.
That Blitzcrank's floating.
Oh, the Blitzcrank does catch
They're trying to take down the floating Blitzcrank. They eventually do. Floating Blitzcrank goes down. Short Muscle trying to trade back damage, but nothing to be had there. Jada's living on a slither of health. I didn't realize it was that close at all. But
very close.
With it being so close, I think Sergeant Crone is just going to translate that into a dragon advantage. Goodbye to the mid lane of Youngbloods while that play was being made bot, by the way, because the Herald was dropped, and yeah, they've just completely smashed open the first tower and looking to translate that into a dragon now. Short Muscle looking for tower plays, but it might be a lot more than he asked for here with Fast Runner being on his case, but it's not enough. Just not enough again.
Very hard to kill Caitlyn.
Right now, the lead for Jobseek is pretty tremendous. Rek'Sai sitting on crazy amount of gold here. And yeah, Chris Ryder getting that turret for himself is going to put him so far ahead, and he's already got that Night Harvest, so probably going to be looking for those one-shots. And yeah, this Blitzcrank's still floating.
He just wants to set up his camp in mid. It's fine. It's his new home. Maybe they think that they can't kill bots, so they're just like, let's just focus mid here. I'm not exactly sure.
Stairboy's Blitzcrank has quite literally ascended.
He's definitely gonna pick off Fast Runner here.
Yeah, they're gonna find the combo.
Oh,
Stairboy says, yoink,
had to
and
do that.
take that one. Yeah,
give me that. I've been in your lane for this long, I deserve this.
Yeah, he gets the support tax. Noobler's trying to find the knock up onto Spingding, and yeah, Spingding right here probably in a very bad situation because he's about to eat this next Q. And yeah,
wow.
that ult. Oh, and Sergeant Crane's here. Just leave him alone, man. What is going on now with Django being hooked over the wall? But it's just Stairboy on his own. Stairboy just levitating on him, showing him who's boss. And Nick just be careful, Chris Ryder on his tail, but they do get out. But yeah, Sergeant Crone playing so well this game, has such high KP and just translating his lead all over the map. Springding had something going in the mid lane, no, in the top lane rather, but just completely neutralized by Sergeant Crone. Chris Strider trying to find his way out. Stairboy comes in with the levitation. Oh, Chris Strider flashing in, but doesn't have anything up to follow up his support, and Nick just flashes out in exchange. But yeah, Fast Runner wants his blue buff, but guess who else wants his blue buff? Sergeant Crone, not gonna let him have it, and now he's just put on the trampoline, bouncy, taken down here. Eventually will get taken down, but he's trying his darndest. He finds the smite onto the blue buff, but he goes down to Nooblis. And yeah, it's looking pretty bad for the side of Youngbloods right now. It looks like we are heading towards that tiebreaker. And yeah, it's pretty sad.
Definitely a tiebreaker from looking at this game so far. It's so hard to see Youngbloods come back from this, but it could happen.
Could happen, but I don't know.
I'd say there's maybe a 5% chance.
I feel like the
the
mental's not there for Youngbloods right now, losing out on a key player. This lineup is not it right now. It's just Spingding
I definitely
probably
think Camp selects, it's just doomed. Like, it was doomed.
And I don't know why they've done it. They probably have much higher success just putting most people into their comfortable roles. Like, even if you put Gator, the AD carry main, into the mid lane, you're probably doing better this game. Because everyone else is at least in their comfortable roles, but they've just off-rolled everyone here to try and make it work. But I don't think it's working at all, is it?
No, definitely not working here.
Yeah, it's just sad to see such a hype matchup be blown open like this, but it is what it is. Job Seekers have shown they came to play today, but Youngblood's not as much. Gator is still the lone member who hasn't dropped onto the squad along with Django. So if anything, keep your eyes on the bot lane for a possible avenue of a comeback, but even bot lane right now is so far behind in terms of gold. So I'm not seeing it happen because
I'm surprised Caitlin's still out CSing a 1v2 lane. Caitlin's doing pretty well in that regard.
Yeah, it should be mentioned, but again, there's not too much threat. Samira's just got to throw herself at you and just hope that Lulu's able to follow up, because normally it's the supports engaging, but there's no engage when you bring that Lulu to that lane, and Caitlin's got such large range and such a decent escape. It's hard to pick her off, but looks like they're going to bring Fast Runner in here, looking for the play.
A dead Caitlyn here.
Yeah, they are going to pick up Caitlyn. Gator's trying to find the second, but that's a very bad trade for him. He's trying to pick off more than he can chew, but he gets out before that turret shot comes through. Lucky for him. Spingding is now in trouble with Sergeant Crone. He has the Prowler's Claw available, and they're going to pick him up, but the rest of the squad is here. The big play for Youngbloods here. This is here. That's going to be some shutdowns going over.
Oh, wow.
The 5%er, and Nooblis tried his hardest, but is eventually going to get picked up by Nickshu. And yeah, what a play to have both Lulu and Oriana there to bail out the top laner. They probably weren't expecting that, and it goes completely in the favor of Youngbloods there. But still, quite a lead they have to overcome, and yeah, Job Seekers are just taking more on the bot side while all of that happens. Stairboy is building Majais. He's not phased by that. He's going to continue to look to stack this
Majai's Blitzcrank. This man.
But yeah, Youngbloods haven't given up. They're teleporting into this dragon. They want to take it. They certainly are going to get it. Gator is caught sleeping though. He doesn't block out that fish. He's going to try and block a Caitlyn. Oh, but far too early. yeah, is going to go down easily there. Short Master trying to find the steal, but not quite. Django in a bad position is going to have to flash out. Sergeant Crone's going absolutely insane to try and take him down, but the rest of the team convinces him to change his mind there. But yeah, I'm surprised even Sergeant Crone went for that, but they just really feel how far ahead they are this game. They're just trying to push that lead as much as they can. Yeah, they've fired back in a small way here, but at least they have fired back. That Infernal Dragon is picked up. We'll see whether they can pick up any more, because yeah, they're still looking fine this game. Job Seekers have plenty of gold to spare for all that lead. Oh my god, that was.
They do have plenty, and they have spent on the Medjais with only 3 stacks, so that is quite a lot of gold not going to them. But maybe he can smurf it up, get a lot of kills, get a lot of assists, and then he'll have value.
Yeah, I think the more stacks you get, the higher this Blitzcrank will go on the levitation scale there. Because right now he's still levitating. Django's trying to run him down as a Lulu, but I don't think he cares. But he's just face tanking, and they're not getting the damage through. And they're trying to trade it back, but yeah, they just got completely baited there by Django. The face tank Lulu, of all things, is going to just set them up to try and come back into this game.
That's crazy.
Sping Ding isn't done with Short Master, but Short Master flashes out of the engage. Now Noobless is here to pick it up. Gator's trying to return damage, but his health bar's running out there, and he's getting caught in a bad position. Sping Ding escaping with his life, but for how long as Sergeant Crone comes around the backside here. They're just running for their hills. They're leaving a man behind Gator. No, they aren't, but he's going to get picked up by Sergeant Crone onto the flank there. Fast Runner. The one man who lives here, but
he is a fast runner.
Yeah, he is a fast runner. That you gotta put fast Sergeant Crone or fast Noobless into your names if you want to have a chance of catching fast runner here. But alas, they do not. So he is going to escape with his life. But yeah, they had a positive play and they took it too far. They saw the teleport come through and they just didn't call it off. They continued to make that play. They realized how desperate the situation is, but it's ended up just going and biting them here if they do want to make this comeback happen. And yeah.
No master here. No mana, but it should have
no mana, but it does not matter, because I'll tell you what matters is the 8k gold lead.
That does matter, but a lot of the gold lead is on this Rek'Sai, so if this Rek'Sai does misplay, it's very bad.
True, the Rek'Sai doesn't scale as well, and we saw what happens if something goes wrong with that dive and the amount of CC that came through with that Lulu, with that Orianna, but that Orianna isn't going to be able to CC anyone here as she gets picked off by a Stairboy on that Blitzcrank, and 2 pages added. He's stacking him up.
He's got the pages back.
Yeah, and he's got his levitating shoes back. So goofy to watch. Some visual bugs, honestly, they're probably really annoying to play, but this is just funny to watch. I'm loving Stairboy's Blitzcrank right now. Ascend to Godhood.
Definitely ascending.
Look at him step all on that fizz there. But looks like Job Seekers are trying to push their advantage here. They're just going to take down that low health second tier. That's a lot of gold going over right now. 9k gold lead for the side of Job Seekers. Ever so slowly they're inching their way towards this victory here. And yeah, there's not much that Youngbloods can do. What is Django doing?
Oh, Django. This is why he has the most deaths in thanks to Esports.
That was last season. That was Flame. Probably shouldn't have put that graphic up. Nick Chu, probably a close contender for second at this point.
Did get caught out, which does suck.
Yeah, but definitely not in this game.
It's very hard to walk around the jungle here when you're versing a Blitzcrank. And his...
Yep, and definitely hard to face check a Rek'Sai as well. Definitely probably should have dropped one of those control wards. I'm not sure if he had it, but just not having wards as a support. What are you doing at that point? You're probably dead even if like you had a ward, because normally you're just going to get knocked up by that Rek'Sai or pulled in by a Blitzcrank, but he had nothing. He was checking that bush with his face. The face tank worked for him before, but not the face check. That ain't going to work for him.
No.
Yeah, Dragons spawning up, Job Seekers gonna group around this objective, make sure they get in their hands on this, because if the game does go wrong, they definitely want that Dragon Soul insurance on their side, but it's hard to see them do wrong here. Even if Nick2 steals this, they're probably just heading over to the Baron.
You mean Fast Runner steals it?
Oh, sorry about that. Well, you never know.
Oh, he does get it. Wow.
Oh, he does get it indeed. And he gets out with his life, and Job Seekers, that's probably going to do more mental damage, if anything.
Pulling Django again, aiming for the Lulu.
Oh, Stairboy does not let that one slide. Django ends up going down before he's even able to ult here, and the rest of the team is just getting dived on. Look at that Samira, try her hardest, but too many champions just dive on you with no counterplay. Prowler's Claw, Fizz Q, so much dive onto them, and they're going to head over to that Baron. Normally don't fast forward, but I think you're a bit ahead, so I'm just going to fast forward for a bit and then slow it right down.
23, 21, 23, 22,
right,
24, 25.
Alright, we're pretty much synced up then. Stairboy's still levitating, and will he return to the ground this game is all I'm looking forward to, because other than that, I think the only thing to look forward to is the Nexus exploding, because yeah, Jobseek is just basically doing the victory lap at this point. They're absolutely smashing out Youngbloods. There was a steal that happened, but again, you might lose out on that Dragon Soul insurance, but you're still 13k ahead. 13k ahead. It's just not winnable by any metric. But we'll see what they're able to do here. Yeah, Youngbloods definitely haven't fully given up though, but yeah, we see what happens when they try and they stand up to the bullies. They just get knocked down. Gator's just got too much to outplay. You can't outplay a Fizz and a Rek'Sai for the whole time. You got to get necessary peel from your team, but you're not going to get anything from that Lulu that's getting hooked in at the start, I'll tell you that.
Because Shirley is on Blitzcrank now, so you have to be very scary of him just speeding his whole team or himself.
Yeah, it's going to be even harder to avoid that Rek'Sai and Fizz barreling towards you. It's going to be a really poor game to be playing. Lulu, Samira, or Orianna here. I feel like the Zac and the Riven probably going to get ignored for the most part, and yeah, it's just going to be a big target on those squishy members, but there's nothing they can really do about it. Like, this Fast Runner has to just land every one of his abilities to try buy time, but even then I do not think it's enough to off-put these champions from diving in onto the backline here. Sergeant Grown face out spinning there. He has the spell shield, so he's sitting pretty, and yeah, just takes a chunk out of Fast Runner for his troubles. And yeah, this slow Baron Siege slowly coming in. Oh, Chris Ryder wants to play a bit more up, and the hook's coming in. He catches out Fast Runner there. He has his Zac passive available to him, but he does go down. Stairboy goes down. No, the Blitzcrank stacks, but they're chasing for more. Gator has the ultimate available. He's going to ult forward onto a trapdoor, and bye-bye health bar. Gator going to get easily picked up by the rest of Jobseekers Alliance there, and they're just trying to save their teammate, but it's just gone completely south for the side of Youngbloods. The gold leader's hitting them square in the face, and Shortmaster looking for more.
Wasn't even in that fight. And
Quadra kill for a very quiet game for Shortmaster, but he ends it off with a bang. Quadra kill at the end there, and yeah, Springding correct with that old chat there. Sergeant Carey showed up to play again. He had a pop-off Lilia performance, but if you give this man his Rek'Sai, he can absolutely demolish you here on that pick. And yeah, what a statement for Jobseekers to come out 2-0 tonight. Just really contesting that 4th place spot.
Damn.
So
we will see a rematch.
We will see a rematch, but I'm not sure when this has to be organized off on the side, guys. We might see a tiebreaker on stream. We might not. That has to be up to the discretion of the captains. But I do think next time we see them play, it's going to be with Youngblood's original lineup here, because that wasn't looking spectacular for the side. Sergeant Crone and Chris Strider just feasting on Nick2 as he tries to find his legs into that mid laner. There's basically no hope for the top lane. Either the Sergeant Crone was just all over the map, dominating, and Fast Runner was struggling to keep up the tempo that he was putting out. So,
yes,
I guess we just move on to the MVP votes here as we check over on the damage chart and look at job seekers, we actually see Short Master having a silent carry performance there.
Yeah, actual silent carry. Silent sniper.
The silent, the SSS sniper wolf. I wonder if that gets us copyright. Please don't.
I'm
But
sure
yeah.
it won't. We're just quoting someone's name.
But yeah, he had a great performance there. So did everyone else. But I think Sergeant Crone really just made the game too easy for his team. Everyone was playing well, and then Sergeant Crone was playing spectacular. Onto that, Rek'Sai really setting up all the kills around the map. Just absolute crazy KDA onto that Rek'Sai. Kill participation out the wazoo, and he is just showing why you got to take this Rek'Sai off of his hands. Maybe they should have used their two hands more wisely.
Crazy. Is it actually a three-way tie? Or is it only two-way?
I believe it's only two-way. I'll transition us over to Tournament TV right now because you can see that. Wait, Crown Spaceship is on 10 wins. Maybe it is a three-way tie. We'll have to figure that out.
Wow.
But yeah.
Maybe,
The thing is with normal ties in the standings like this, normally you look at the straight head-to-head matchups, but I do believe each one of these teams at third, fourth, and fifth have won and lost against each other one time. I don't think any of these teams have 2-0'd their opponents, so they've all found themselves sitting at 3, 4, and 5 after a double round robin, each team playing 16 games in total. 3 teams have found themselves onto 10 wins there. Absolute insanity, and that is going to be
insanity.
an interesting situation to sort out, in a fair fashion. But yeah, back to
MVPs. Yes.
Back to SVP vote for the side. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm assuming we're giving it over Sergeant Crone unless you have some other words to add there.
Yeah, we'll give it to him. I mean, nah, of course, we'll definitely give it to him. We'll go over to SVP.
Yeah, SVP here, it's actually pretty hard to give out because, Nick Chu did die the most. He did put out the most damage, though, with those deaths, but I'd say the most consistent member was probably Gator in that bot lane. He tried his hardest onto that Samira, but again, just playing into a composition of Rek'Sai Fizz, I don't know what you expect of the man. You probably...
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to give it to Gator here. Definitely tried his best. It's very hard playing to that comp. Everyone was fed, so it's very hard for an 80 carry to do anything, but I think it did the best with the situation.
You're probably better off putting him on something like Dr. Mundo at that point with how much people were diving at him. I'm sure he would have had a better performance, but yeah, unfortunately, as that 80 carry, big target on your back, he tried his hardest. He got some small leads here and there, but he does not have what it takes to carry this game, and not many people do. In fact, I'd say no one does, but...
Yes,
but yeah,
anyone in that position, it's pretty doomed.
But yeah, he will pick up the SVP for this match here, and yeah, that will be us done for tonight, guys. We'll head back over to the Tournament TV standings just to lay out what's going to happen here. We are going to play our Saturday matches, and in the meantime, we will probably have to organize those off-stream matches or on the stream if we have enough time to do them. It might be a mega Saturday games. Who knows? We'll see what the teams are able to do. Of course, we have to schedule these games in. Everyone's going to make it because unfortunately tonight, that's what we saw, the Young Bloods, and it wasn't pretty when the team doesn't make it. So yeah, definitely want to see a whole of Job Seekers turn up. Definitely want to see the whole of Corona Spaceship turn up and see what is going to happen in this 3-way tie. Yeah, and Destiny was so close to making a 4-way tie, it seems too. Just 11 wins there, could you imagine?
Very close, yeah.
We'd have to run another double round robin, just another season, and just see if it sorts itself out. But who knows? They might just all tie again. But right now,
tie again. Yes, that could happen.
But right now, it has been the 3-way tie, and we're going to have to do some tournament organization in the background to sort this situation out. But that is all we have for you guys tonight. Make sure you're tuning in Saturday. The Saturday games, a bit inconsequential. It is DST versus Casuarina Gentlemen. They're going to get the run back. Casuarina Gentlemen picked up a win last time they played, so that is going to be a revenge matchup for Destiny, and it's going to be Jupiter's Angels versus AD Astra. Both games, as you can see onto the scoreboard there, AD Astra and Casuarina Gentlemen have no shot at playoffs. They're basically playing for fun at this point. May as well change their names. But yeah, Destiny looking for, I don't know, just their pride at this point. I imagine after losing to Katarina Gentleman before, but I'm pretty sure
Yes.
those teams are friends. We might have something spicy lined up. I know Jupai's Angels has something spicy lined up for the AD Astro matchup. Just to end off the season here, we'll see
Oh,
what
something
games we got.
spicy.
So yeah, make sure
Damn.
you guys, if you're feeling like some spice, you're feeling like some hot sauce or sriracha or whatever those people use,
What about Nando sauce? Some hot Nando
or some
sauce.
extra hot Nando's. Unfortunately, they're not a
Not
sponsor,
sponsored
so
by
I can't.
Nando's, so maybe some
I'm
hot
not gonna
iced
be using.
coffee. Wait, no.
Yeah. some some warm iced coffee, but it's just not even iced coffee at that point, is it? It's just
No.
coffee. But
Yes.
yeah, we will have some spicy games lined up Saturday. Make sure you guys are tuning in for that one. But that is all for us tonight, guys. We're going to fade out to some music. Does Dupe have some closing remarks, some shout outs, if you will?
Yes, I have some shout outs. Shout outs to the mums. They're doing great. You know. Shout out to the Jupies Angels crew. You know,
You
we
know,
got Benji, we got Ryan, got Liam.
some
You know, we
biased
got
commentary
Harry.
here, but I can't
Got
complain.
the
I
we
can't
got the
complain.
Jade.
We got the
But
whole squad, and yeah, they are looking to
yeah.
take it home. Finish the
I
16-0
hope to
run.
see they win. If they lose,
What are
yeah,
you
I'm
gonna
just
do?
never gonna have to talk to them again, am I?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
oh, what a shame that would be. What a shame. No. But yeah, guys, make sure you're showing up Saturday. The season is not over yet, and we've got some more games to come. And of course, the playoffs that everyone has been waiting for. The 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 playoffs that mean all the hard work in the season basically lead up to the playoffs. Even though these
Yep.
teams are fighting for that fourth place spot, they could find themselves winning it all, even though they finished fourth into the season. Of course, being that playoffs single elimination bracket to be decided. Of course, with the placements of the third and the fourth team, and of course, one of these teams is not going to be making it into the top four. So you guys have to keep your eyes on the standings here, and we will update you when that happens. But again, that is all for tonight. So we will fade out to some music, guys. Peace out.
Peace.